Has silence descended in your team? And are you actually thinking that's a good thing? Because if you are, then it isn't. 9 times out of 10, silence is not a good thing. Because when things are flowing and moving smoothly and wonderfully and everything's growing, silence isn't a part of business. But if you've got members or a team that is going silent or gone silent, then you need to do something very, very quickly. So, who am I? I'm Helen Gold. I am the brain rewiring specialist, and I help you and your team to feel and respond and react in a way that they want to, rather than a way that they have learnt to. So, coming back to that silence, what's happening? What's going on if your team has gone silent? They're retreating. They're retreating. They're hiding. They're running away. They do not feel safe in the environment that you have created or that they're working in. So they may have tried to be heard. They may have done the shouting. They may have tried to fix the problem that's happening, that's going on under the surface. But maybe someone didn't listen. Maybe they just didn't notice. Maybe things couldn't be improved for whatever reason. Maybe they went about it the wrong way. But ultimately, silent, then you need to act very quickly. You need to be aware of it. You need to notice it. In fact, you're better off noticing it before it actually appears. So if there's a member of the team that is retreating a little, not as chatty as they used to be, maybe not being as involved with things, then that's a sign that you need to act very quickly. Because if you don't act in those moments, they will retreat completely. And once that's happened, as awful as it is, the bags are packed and they're planning their exit. And it could be a brilliant member of your team that you don't want to lose. So you need to be aware of silence and not see it as a good thing. See it as something to be very aware of. Very aware of. Because if you're not, it will be costly. If that member leaves, that causes stress and strain to the other members of the team. And if the team becomes more and more under strain, more and more will retreat, more and more silence will happen. And yes, you can see it's going to end up with a big issue and a big problem. So silence is not a good thing. It really isn't. We might think it is, and we might have kind of been brought up with that silence is golden, but it really isn't in the team. A team should be communicating, should be bonding and responding to each other in a way that flows just like in theatre, in surgical theatre. Everything flows easily and effortlessly. Everyone knows their role. Everyone knows what they're doing. And everybody stays within their role. However, they're always ready to back each other up when and if needed, to catch that scalpel, to grab somebody, to pick them up, to lift them, to help them out, to step in if and when needs be. But when you see it in action, they're doing it before it's even happened. They're responding and reacting to what's happening, what's going on. And that's exactly where you need to be in business. Responding to the team, making sure that it is flowing easily and effortlessly. So, before you get to that point, before you get to silence, you can be the vitamin that keeps them well, the vitamin that improves things, the vitamin that gives them the boost. Don't rely on an ambulance to pick things up, because by the time you get to that point, well, the ambulance is taking them away and you've lost an employee. So be aware of silence. Silence is not always a good thing. It's somebody that has retreated and don't feel safe. And when we don't feel safe, that's exactly what we do. We run away. We go and find somewhere that is safe and that is comfortable. And silence is the beginning of that. So, if that sounds interesting, pop me a follow Subscribe to me and look out for more videos in the future around teams that flow and grow and flourish and work together well. If you want to know more, or if you'd like me to speak on this at one of your conferences or one of your meetings or to your team, get in touch. Take care for now. And remember, look out for those members, those team members that are beginning to go quiet and act